Alright, hey, welcome all. Urban Wax Ducky here again. We're going to do something a little bit different today. Most of the time we deal with wax, some type of wax. This time I'm going to teach anybody who wants to learn how to do an oil candle. Me and my wife learned about these oil candles back when we were in New York, and it's more of a survival candle than anything, but it has many uses, and they're really simple to do. Hopefully I get this done right and everything works out. There are a few things that you're going to need. You're going to need some water. You're going to need some cooking oil. It doesn't matter what kind of cooking oil. You're going to need a little bit of tin foil. You're going to need a pencil with a sharp point. And usually scissors. I have a utility knife, but usually you do it with scissors or something like that. And then the jar, that whatever jar you're going to use. It doesn't matter. I have a pickle jar here. We're going to do our survival candle in. I have a regular rocks glass that we're going to do a colored oil candle in. And then I have this really nice jar that we're going to actually do a natural glass oil candle in. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take our water and we're going to fill all of our jars about 2/3 of the way. So that's about 2/3 there. Yeah, they can hear you. So just say it. So if you're wondering, that's my wife poking at me, telling me, "Hey, you're doing it wrong. Do it right." I don't know if you can hear her, but she's over there laughing her guts out because she's trying to get me to do it right, because I always mess it up. All right, so now this is kind of the tricky part right here. So two of these I'm going to pour the water in, pour the oil in right away, and then the third one we're going to do something with to make it colored. So we got to pour the oil in slow, so that the oil doesn't go past the water and settle on the bottom. So you just pour it real slow. It'll make a good coat on the top. Does that look about right, Mom? Okay. One of these times I'll get her to actually get on the camera. So in the clear jar, you'll be able to see it a little bit better. Pour it real slow so it makes a nice even coat across the top. That looks about right. And then this one, what we're going to do, before we actually pour our water in there, is we're going to take some blue food coloring. What? Why? She says this is too full. I have to drink some of the water. Okay. Is that good? Is that okay? Okay. As long as we're good, that's all that matters. Yes. I love my wife. She tells me I do it wrong, then we do it her way, and it's all right. So this works out really well. And we're going to put we got a little swizzle stick here. Real cheap. You can buy them at the dollar store. And we'll turn the water blue. There we go. Nice blue color. Back on here so she don't yell at me, so that the food coloring's leaking everywhere. Alright, so now we can add the oil to this third one here. again, we want to make sure that we add the oil real slow. There we go. And you'll be able to see a line when you look across the water. You'll be able to see a line of how much oil you actually have in there. So every one of these, I wish I could turn it a little more sideways for you, but as you're looking at it, you'll see you'll have about 2/3 of water in the jar that you're using and about 1/3 of oil. All right, so there's kits for these, and they come with these little plastic deals that float your wick on the oil. But I'm also going to show you the survival way to do it, and that's what the pickle jar is for. So you just take the little plastic piece, you drop it on top. We take this little plastic piece, we drop it on top. But for the third one, what we're going to do, because it's a survival one, that's why you need the tin foil. We lay our tin foil down. We kind of want to make sure that it has a fold. And any piece of tin foil will work. We're using a piece of tin foil that we actually cooked with last night. You can see where it's burnt. Yeah, that's the wife's cooking. Burnt, yeah.
Burnt.
I got to poke back at her. Come on now. But we're just going to cut a little square out of it. And this is where your pencil comes in.
Small hole because of the wick.
Yeah, yes, dear. Yes, okay. Small hole for the wick, okay. So we're going to take our pencil and we're going to use it to wrap just the very edge around the tin foil. And then we're going to pull the pencil out and we're going to fold that edge over and make like a little rib there. And then we're going to do the same thing on each side. Just enough to make a little rib. Basically what we're doing is we're making a little boat out of tin foil so that it'll float on the oil.
And it'll hold the wick.
And yes, dear, it'll hold the wick as well. One of these times she'll be brave enough to get on the camera with me here. And then we just kind of make a little dent here. And then we're going to take our pencil, make sure we have a sharp point. We're just going to poke a baby hole in here. Right in the center. Okay? We'll figure out what I did with the wicks here. Do I have a wick? I do. Here's 2 wicks right here. So we're going to take the little wick. Oh, you can't see it very well. We're going to take the little wick. We're going to poke it right through that little hole. And we're going to drop it in the oil. And it'll float. So, now that we have all 3 of our candles done, these usually last 3 to 6 hours, depending on how much oil you put in there. Okay? These are really we're going to light them up and see what they look like. Now, normally you would let them sit a little bit, soak up some oil, but if you light them a little bit early, they will draw oil. And once I get this going, then I will turn off. You guys can actually see how they glow and everything. They actually look really cool. I don't know why, but the darn wick went through the hole on this one.
That's what we're saying, just small hole. Just redo another piece of tin foil or?
Maybe the hole's too big or something, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this one. Oh, it went down. The flame went down and burnt the hole. Well, that's okay. If this doesn't work, you can just do another tinfoil one. So we'll just do another tinfoil one real quick. Now the only problem with the tinfoil one is it doesn't let the candlelight go past, so you don't see the color very well. But what I'm going to do is try and make it small. And we'll see what we can do. See if we can get it to where it will work. Now the neat things about these, you can actually use plastic water bottle lids and all different kinds of things for the wick holders. Let's see. Fold that just a little bit more. See if we can. Drop this in here. Should float just fine. Where did my lighter go? There it is. The other one went out too. They burnt through the plastic. Alright, so maybe we'll just do tinfoil with all of them. So these little plastic kits, sometimes they're not as good as advertised, so
Try this one.
you have a bigger wick, Tom? Because I think it burned the plastic, burned a hole in the plastic.
Okay, wasn't supposed to. They're not any bigger, but these are my originals.
Yeah, too big. The hole's too big.
Okay.
But what we'll do is we'll just make another one. Real quick out of tinfoil. The plastic ones normally work pretty good, but the kit that we have is like, I don't know, probably 5 years old, maybe even older than that. Wife's shaking her head yes, so. The tinfoil seems to work the best out of everything that we've tried. But the plastic, if you can get, if you have a newer kit, the plastic lets the light glow the glass better. So that you can actually use them for a decorative candle. So basically what happens when the fire starts on the wick, it starts drawing oil up through the wick and it continuously burns for up to 6 hours, depending on how big the layer of oil is that you put in there. I don't know. I don't think I can get this one lit. I think it's too deep in there. It's starting to sink anyway. Why is it sinking?
Because the boat isn't big enough, the edges of the boat.
Can you wipe that off? And we'll light it outside and we'll drop it in there and maybe that'll help.
Okay, just shape your boat a little bit better.
Some bits went out. It's sinking. Anyway, as you can see, it works here and here, but that one might be a little bit too heavy. A little too much tinfoil, but we're going to turn the lights off, let you guys see how it illuminates the food colored one, and it illuminates the red glass one. And the pickle jar one will work good. You can see that they illuminate really well. She's going to shut the door and it's going to get dark in here, so. So they actually work pretty good. So you can imagine that if you're in a dark room or anything like that, you need some kind of quick candle. And they actually glow blue or red or whatever color that you have it in the glass. Alright.
Can you have enough light for like an emergency light in the bathroom or?
Yeah, it gives you enough light for emergency light in the bathroom or emergency light like in the kitchen. If you're taking care of kids, you can put it up on like a dresser for changing diapers and stuff like that. They're fun little lights. You got to play with them. They're kind of finicky. I was hoping that the plastic would work a lot better, but like I said, the kit was really old, and I think that's part of the problem. But as you can see, once you get them going, they'll go until they burn up all the oil. They'll exhaust all of the oil in the candle. And then once they've exhausted all the oil in the candle, they just go out. So they're kind of safe as well. If they do get knocked over, very rarely will they cause any issues other than the oil spilling all over the floor, or wherever it gets knocked over at. Because of the fact that the water in there slides the oil away from the fire, and you don't have too much issue with it. Alright guys, well this has been a kind of a quick and didn't work out super well, but how to do kind of a survival oil candle or a decorative oil candle if you wanted to. And thanks to the wife for helping me do this, and hopefully you guys got something out of it and hopefully you enjoy it. Make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to leave comments. Maybe you got some comments on how to do this a little bit better, or maybe you can teach me something that I don't know about doing this. I'd be most grateful for that. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please make sure and ring the bell as well so you'll get future videos from us and the different candle stuff we do. Hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you later.